Happy Tuesday! In today's video, we're going to talk about what to do when your agent's just not getting you out enough. If your agent or manager isn't getting you out for enough auditions, don't feel disempowered. There are lots of things that you can do to help, and I have 3 tips around that. Tip number 1 is to get to work on building relationships. You are responsible for building relationships with casting directors, with producers, with writers, with directors, and all of those things are things you can do, from networking events to casting director workshops and all other kinds of tools, some of which we talk about in our Guru Tips videos. So make sure that you are seeing that as an essential part of your marketing job as an actor and not necessarily your agent's responsibility. Tip number 2 is to make sure that your sales tools are on point. When your agent submits you, or when he or she calls a casting director to pitch you for a role, you need to make sure that you have a headshot that's super effective and communicates who you are and what you really look like. You also want to make sure that you have footage that represents your acting range and different roles you can play. So if those things aren't necessarily where they should be, get to work on building that arsenal of sales tools. Now, my 3rd tip is all about communication. There are lots of things that you need to make sure that you're communicating with your agent or manager about. The first thing is you want to make sure they know what your strengths are. Are you really working on comedy or drama? What kinds of projects do you want to work on? What kinds of characters are you really good at? Make sure they understand what rate you'll work for. For example, your agent might be assuming that you won't work on a low-budget film, and you might think that's a wonderful opportunity, so make sure he or she knows that. The 3rd thing is that you want them to know who you're building relationships with. You want them to know which casting directors you've done workshops with, what producers you've networked with, what directors you've worked with in the past. Workshop Wizard is a great tool to communicate with agents about which casting directors you've met in workshops, and you can use the offer code GURU to get a free month. So definitely check that out. The key to improving your and your agent's results is to approach things less from a standpoint of blame and more from the standpoint of what you can do to help make your agent's life easier. Trust me, it'll work. So if you love this content, be sure to share it and subscribe by clicking here. And now I want to hear from you. Leave me a comment and tell me what you're going to do to make sure your agent gets you out a lot more in 2016. Talk to you soon.